Right, guys, today we are in my trusty old VSU. Now, this is actually my daily driver, and it is not like a lot of the other cars that I've had on the channel. It is not mint. It is a Workhorse, a ute, and she has had, well, not a hard life, but she's definitely been well loved. Now, if you're not familiar, the dash there does say 143,000 Ks, but that is completely wrong. This car has more than 500,000 kilometers on it. So keep that in mind when I'm showing you around. Now, the first thing you might notice is the dash is, if you're not familiar, this is out of a Statesman. Now, this used to be one of the things that the old boys used to do in the VS suits way back in the day. Pull the old dash out and put a Statesman Caprice one in. Unfortunately, for some unknown reason, they did not continue that through. So I'm actually okay with it if they had continued the doors and the seats and everything else, but they've done the dash only, which is the hardest part by a mile. I don't know why they've done that. It all works. The clock works. The security thing lights. Like, it's actually a significant amount of effort to get to this point. And then they haven't done the easy bit of putting the door cards on. And obviously this is all still standard VS Commodore. So that is just a quick rundown. Auto V6. I bought this car when I was about 19 years old. Had it through my P plates, probationary license. And I sold it. And then I bought it back again. Luckily I sold it to somebody that cared about it, which is good. So I'll show you the outside of the car later, and I'll sort of talk you through why these are a bit of a cult classic, I would say. This one is not particularly valuable or worth a lot of money, but these cars are becoming that way in the desirable combinations, which this one is not. In terms of driving it and everything, it's not really fast or anything. And because it's my ute, I am missing the unlock button there. I have to press unlock when I start it, and I have to move the park to its back. There we go. Now you can hear there is a bit of an exhaust. It is the Ecotec V6, one of the GM's best motors. It leaks a bit of oil, this car, and the motor is actually about to come out so that I can put a manual in here. But it is one of the few cars that I own that the radio works. I can't show you all that. Air conditioning, of course, does not work. Headlighting's good. I've just had the rear window replaced today, actually, and a few other things on the outside, which I'll show you. But let's remember, this is a ute that's done 500,000 kilometers, actually. For some reason, it didn't gear down there, but it's a simple car. It actually drives reasonably well though, and it is very low. I have made this quite low because that's how I like it, if I'm honest. I have done so many kilometers in this car, literally hundreds of thousands, and the only thing that's ever gone wrong was an alternator, and I think it was $25 for one from the wreckers. Although I will admit the motor is tired now. It doesn't knock, it doesn't make any noises, but because I'm always driving V6 Commodores now, I sort of know what to expect from one, and this one does feel down on power, especially for being a ute. I remember when I first got it, this thing was a weapon. It was quick, it would light up the wheels super easily, which I'll go into later, and yeah, but now it's not, it's lost that, but it's still reliable. But these cars did come obviously auto or manual, V6 or V8. Unfortunately, I've got the least desirable combination, and you could get them with the T5 5-speed manual or the auto. You could also get a column shift auto and have a bench seat here, which is really cool. Unfortunately, again, I don't have that. And you could also get bench seat manual, which is probably one of the rarest combinations. And yeah, anyway, this shape ran all the way from the late 80s in the VG, which is just the VN, but a ute, all the way up to this one. So this is a Series 3 VS. So this is one of the last ones that ever made. I believe this is a 99 or a 2000, I can't remember. But this is one of the last ones they ever made. And you can always tell it's a Series 3 VS ute because Series 3s have body-coloured mirrors, and they also have a different manual gearbox, which doesn't affect this one, but the manuals have a GetRag 5-speed or JetRag, whatever you want to call it, rather than a T5. But I actually prefer the T5, so that's what I'll be putting in it. But the main thing with these cars, and one of the reasons why there's actually not that many good ones left, is because these have been very desirable for P-platers, and I'm sure you can imagine why. Because there is absolutely zero weight in the rear, and these are live axle, and they're honestly, they're pretty quick for what they are. They're faster than you'd think, and they, you know, spin the wheels extremely easily, like in completely standard form. And there is no traction control, there is no real electronics of any kind. And a lot of the stuff doesn't work anymore, like my cruise control doesn't work. And what else doesn't work? But overall, it's pretty good. You might notice an engine light. I actually have done that, so the coolant temperature sensor has recently failed. I've just unplugged it so the fans stay on all the time. Normally I would fix that, but the motor's coming out very, very soon anyway, so not worried about it. But yeah, this has been my work car for the last 4 months or so, 5 months. It had a canopy on the back. I've pulled that off and put a tarp on it, which I'll show you in a second. And it never let me down. Did leak a bit of oil, and towards the end of my time, I had to get a like a floor mat, throw it in the back, and then whenever I parked at someone's house, I used to be a carpenter. Whenever I parked at someone's house, I'd throw the mat under the car just so I didn't drip oil on someone's driveway. But yeah, it doesn't have the original seats. These are out of a VS Acclaim. The normal Series 3 seats. It is an S-Pack. I don't know why it doesn't have S-Pack interior. It's got this weird VS. There's a lot of things about this car. It's far from original. But when I first bought this car, I think I paid $1,200 for it. Many years ago, I didn't care because it was just a pretty tidy ute. I didn't really care about the interior. I'm not sure what I want to do because changing the dash is a big stuff around, and it doesn't look bad. It's only in the corner, so I might even, I don't know, complete the Statesman. I don't know. Actually, maybe you guys can tell me, what would you do if this was your car? What would you do to the interior to sort it out a bit? Because the only thing is, when it's a manual, Statesman's never came manual, so it'll look funny. I think if it has Statesman interior but a manual shifter, that'll just look weird. It does have electric mirrors though, but again, you can see someone's cut a hole in the door. So there's a lot of things about this car that are not honest. But, and this might sound silly, I actually like driving kind of a crappy daily driver because I can park this anywhere. It's reliable as anything. I can put stuff in the back and I'm not worried about scratching the doors or scratching the tailgate or the tub or whatever. So I love this car. I really do. It's a great car, and it just really suits me. I love it so much. Anyway, obviously there's not that much to the interior. You can pretty much see everything in front of me. So I will pull over in a second and show you guys, especially the international viewers, the outside of this car, because that is definitely probably the most unusual part if you're not from Australia. So I'll pull over in a second and show you what it looks like. And the tub liners are actually a little bit rare to find now. So no, this VS is not mint or anything, but this car has actually been used as a ute for the last 25 years. And that is the story that most of these cars have gone through. For one of these to be in mint condition still, it's had to have survived not only escaping being used as a work ute, but then a P-plater getting their hands on it, a young bloke and not stuffing it. So again, good ones of these are really hard to come by. And mine, you know, despite the imperfections that I've shown you, is actually decent in terms of what's out there. But again, they're not worth a lot of money. You know, $3,000-$5,000 really for probably one like this, maybe a little bit nicer. But having a ute is fantastic. I love having a ute. I love it. I'll probably have this car forever, even if it's old enough now that it can go on historic plates if I ever decide to get a new daily driver. So yeah, just thought I would share that with you guys. And if you would like your car on the channel, or you like these kind of videos, please follow along, subscribe, and thank you for watching. I really do mean that. All right, so we've pulled over in the old banger ute, and here she is, the old VS ute. So this one, like I said, 99 or 2000, really good styling. I absolutely love it. I love the little mustache grills at the front, and because this is an S-Pack, it has the red stripe around it. You do see a little dent just there. This door is a different colour. There are some little dings around there, and this car does have a little bit of rust, but you know what? Again, 500,000 kilometres on this car. Can't really complain. Just today, I got this new window put in, and I've just put on a brand new tarp, and it did have a canopy on it, but you can see this comes off. I just haven't had a crack at it yet, but overall, for a VS ute, it is in pretty good condition. One of the things that always goes wrong with these cars is when people do burnouts and stuff in them, this lip, you can kind of see it just there, that always gets folded up. So this one's nice and flat. It's never been thrashed. It's just been used as a ute, which is pretty rare, actually. This side's not too bad. There is a little bit of damage there. Years and years ago, I reversed into a car trailer. But overall, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Little few marks on the roof there. And even if we open this up, the tailgate will drop down. And I do have some drawers in there. So there's a little lever just there. Drop the tailgate, and this one has some drawers, and I do have a tub liner.